No one has ever gone broke with rising prices. I wouldn't really be getting in right now like I'm selling. Didn't I just preach yesterday that the altcoin season is just about to kick off? The one we've been waiting for. Yes, that's true. So stay tuned for what I have to share with you today. Also, today we're of course coming together for the drawing of our Advent calendar in collaboration with BitMEX. And I want to officially say here, I've included my Grinch mug because officially, yes, I am the Grinch. At least when it comes to the Christmas theme. Still, we're doing this whole thing and there's also a new raffle, basically door number 3, which will be drawn tomorrow. So stay tuned. On our channel, you'll find exciting new projects, news about the current market situation, and fact-based analysis of scams. If you're interested in these topics, definitely leave a free subscription. And if you want to protect yourself as much as possible, we've put together a free 8-point checklist for you. To find out how to get it, check the description. Before we dive in, just a quick request. I've noticed that many people who watch the videos haven't subscribed yet. So first of all, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps boost the algorithm, and also consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss any important info. Especially when it comes to hidden game videos, it's really important to react quickly. So first, a quick sip from the mug. And now we're at the point where you might be thinking, okay, got it, why is he selling now? So everything here is green except for Bitcoin. And you can clearly see the shift. The interest just doesn't seem to be that strong right now. So when is Bitcoin finally going to break the K mark? That's pretty much completely out of the media. XRP is definitely a clear outperformer again. But I can tell you there are certain assets that I sold off yesterday, even though their prices kept going up. But I'll explain why. So it's not just about realizing profits and I'm out. No, there's definitely something deeper behind it. However, you have to say that no one has ever gone broke with rising prices. Keep this thesis in mind. And now let's move on directly, because I want to mention a few assets that I would definitely cash out right now. So let's talk about all those dinos from the last bull run. Why? So one would have thought, for example, that Cardano would suddenly skyrocket in any way. So I've pulled up the chart for you. It's wild. But I want to be clear about Cardano. I have a very large position. I'm well in the green. I will definitely hold on to it for now. So that's my personal opinion. A lot is happening in the background right now. I'll also bring out an update video on that. I did one yesterday as well, so feel free to click here. However, you really have to say that, yes. At some point you have to realize profits, and I did that, for example. I didn't touch anything yesterday, and I would keep it that way for now. What I would also like to say, by the way, I never thought I would ever say this. I'm not invested in XRP, still not. I wouldn't tend to jump in right now either. But no matter what news is coming in, maybe the lawsuit will be settled in January, and Brad Garlinghouse could do something here. And who knows, the ETF could have been launched the day before yesterday. You can really see that news is coming in right now, and every piece of news is pushing the price up by 10 to 15, 20, or even 30%. It's pretty wild, so I would definitely be cautious here. But for sure, I would still hold my position. I wouldn't tend to jump in right now. I'd rather look for opportunities elsewhere. Just to be clear, this isn't investment advice, so don't come back and say, but the YouTuber said this, because that's not the case. So it's pretty wild. That's why I would totally stay out of it. But for sure, I would still hold my position here. Right now, I wouldn't tend to jump in. I'd rather look for opportunities elsewhere. Not investment advice. These are positions I'd hold now. Everything is skyrocketing. So, positions that you currently hold, I would keep holding on to them. However, there are positions that will make you scratch your head because you'll be thinking, wow, is this guy still sane? In just one day, everything is skyrocketing. Yeah, that may be true. But if you look at the performance compared to small caps, I still indeed believe that small caps will really perform well at some point. In my personal opinion, you have to wait and see, but I firmly believe in it. So, at this point, you can also say that if you shift things around properly, it can definitely make sense. And those are, for example, candidates for me like Quant, for example, WeChain. Yeah, suddenly something happened with the price. It's indescribable. I remember During the last bull run, everyone was shouting about WeChain and WeChain and WeChain. For example, I owned WeChain at just under a cent before a hacker attack happened. I didn't get back in after that. You could say he was really stupid. On the other hand, you have to say they're complete dinosaurs. So whether they'll come back again, who knows? No one would have thought that about Cardano and XRP either. But hey, it is what it is. The next thing, Algorand, that's another one. Yeah, they're really pushing Polkadot right now, same game. Although that's not the craziest performance, just around 8. Well, that's okay. Large cap altcoins are now in focus and being pushed. Raising prices by a few percent takes effort. These projects are in the billion range, so prices move slowly. You can't forget that to raise a price by a few percent, it takes quite a bit. So we're already in the billion range with all these projects, which also means that a price doesn't move quite as quickly. Here with Hedera, same example, suddenly there are some major shifts. So we're already well into the billion-dollar range with all of these projects, which means that the price isn't moving quite as quickly right now. Here with Hedera, same example, suddenly there are some major shifts. Now, you have to say at this point, if the volume here, for example, is now flowing into small caps, what do you think the percentages will look like then? And that's the point where I personally say, and I cashed out, for example. I cashed out at a pretty stupidly high value with Polygon. Stupid in quotation marks because that was at some point yesterday around 0.61. Now it's 0.75. Why did I do that? Well, you shouldn't forget that, on one hand, I didn't sell everything, so I'm still holding a position here. However, I took that capital and directly shifted it to small caps. My personal prediction is that there's definitely more potential there. I also sold some Polygon at 0.46. Then you could say it was really stupid. But when I look at it, since I went straight back into other small caps, some of them made me 70–80% in that time. Polygon definitely didn't do that. So that was pretty smart. Another position that I will continue to hold is Avalanche. So here I am, for example. I'm still relatively optimistic about what's happening there. Even when you look at the chart pattern here, it could be wrong, but for now, I'm still holding on to that. For example, I sold off and was a complete fan of it yesterday, by the way. Even if you look at it now, I could have taken even more profits. Yeah, could have, would have, should have. However, Arbitrum, please question that for yourself. Nobody needs Arbitrum. Why? Yeah, I always thought it's a layer 2 and compared to Ethereum and all that jazz. So, on one hand, I don't hold a single project that runs on Arbitrum, but to carry out transactions on Arbitrum, you don't need Arbitrum, you need Ethereum. So that means it could be a support for Ethereum, but that doesn't mean you need Arbitrum for that. So Arbitrum, yeah, whatever. It's exactly the same point here. Massive volume flowing in. I also want to give you an honest tip. Unless you say, well, I'd like to take a couple of X's, but the question is, how much more is really going to come in? Then maybe you could invest in one or the other. I personally won't do it. And now let's get to what I actually got here. By the way, we released a video about AI agents a few days ago. We are not paid by any of the projects we've presented, so feel free to take a look at that. I also switched things up yesterday and got into one or the other. Feel free to click on the video here, and by the way, it gets really interesting at this point, because when you look at this list, it becomes quite fascinating, because you have certain assets, like the ones you see back here, that have performed really well. So, for example, here, 100% we're at near, oh, that's AI. Believable. I almost didn't think that. Sui, okay. Bittensour, just shot up here. Next, so you have enough helium, Lido, DAO. Okay. Well, let's leave Lido out of it for now. When it comes to AI, but here Akashi Network and so on, so a large part of the projects mentioned here are in the AI sector. Ethereum has completely disappeared into the shadows here. Let's see if something finally happens there. But Ethereum, even though there are a lot of AI projects running on it, doesn't really have that strong appeal to invest in right now. So Ethereum is unfortunately more of a means to an end when I look at the transaction costs. But all right. And that's why I pulled another analysis regarding this topic. So relative strength crypto narrative. So that means there's a complete cut made where you look at which asset groups, whether it's real-world assets, tokenization, blockchain, meme coins, or tokens, etc. How are they performing and how have they performed? And then a cut is made and they are compared one-to-one. Well, if we take a look down here within the last 24 hours, topic of blockchain layer 1 is really huge right now. So if you look at the big players now, RWAs are relatively far back, and meme coins, also pretty far back. Wait, didn't we learn to always go against the market cycle? Well, the big size will probably run into the one with a lot of plus marks on it. Doesn't it make sense in the end to maybe go for the areas that are currently in the red because they might still perform better? I mean, 24 hours isn't the most significant time frame. Now, let's take a look at the last 7 days. Good morning, AI is already quite high up, and I would also include depression in that area, which is also relatively high. Now, let's take a look at the last 7 days. Good morning, AI is already quite high up, and I would also include depression in that area, which is also relatively high. Real-world assets are the same, and gaming is also in the green. Yeah, the meme coins are struggling right now. I can see that in my own portfolio, but I'm still waiting. And especially when it comes to RWAs, real-world assets, for example, we've already talked about Evercraft. RWAs take a certain amount of time, so that's actually completely separate from a Bitcoin chart. We've also talked about Evercraft. Real-world assets take a certain amount of time. So that's actually completely separate from a Bitcoin chart. So what do I mean by that? If you now, for example, an RWA, a share of a company, for example, you receive, as is the case with Evercraft 2001, then those are tokenized values, for example. To a company that invests in sustainable technologies, what does that have to do with Bitcoin? So the blockchain definitely makes sense here because it gives everyone access. You can't change it and so on. Just the advantages of a blockchain. But strictly speaking, that has nothing to do with any Bitcoin price. But you also have to say that RWAs are going to take time. So the team around Evercraft has, for example, clearly explained nothing will happen before the middle of next year. But it could also be that the rest of the crypto space has sunk back into a bear market. And then such projects suddenly rise from the ashes or really take off. So if you're interested in what's going on around Evercraft, feel free to click here, but that's all I'll say about it for now. Now let's take a look further down, and there you can see, in the last 30 days, AI agent. Yeah, good morning. We talked about that recently. So we just heard the story yesterday from a trader who got into, what was the name of that project? Can't remember. So he definitely made around 30 million or something. Unbelievable. These AI agent projects, it's just completely crazy. Well, and if you look further here, DEP is back. We have Web3. So that's still in the positive area. You shouldn't forget that, even if it's a bit further back. Even the meme coins, even if they were in last place, but looking at the last 90 days, for example, hey, suddenly we have meme coins and AI right back at the top. And that's exactly the point I personally mean, which can really play a big role here. Now let's get to the drawing for yesterday's giveaway. And I want to say a big thank you for that. It's absolutely crazy what's happening on the channel, how many likes, subs, and comments are coming in. So if you like the video, feel free to leave a like and write a short comment around 10 words. What do you think about the topics I talk about? What would you like to see more of on the channel? Then the algorithm will really get a boost. And now let's get to the giveaway. So endless clicks are also part of it, of course, and plenty of comments. We're going to copy this out now, paste it in here, and on the whole thing to start the drawing. And congratulations, Michi. Great content. I've left my subscription. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it from my side too. So it always makes me happy personally when you say, hey, these videos are really helping you out. So as I said, this is completely free content that we're putting out, and I can be wrong too, so it's not investment advice, but I think it's cool that you're following us. And what did you win? 150 BitMEX tokens. How can you win them? Please message me on Telegram and then I'll tell you how you can keep winning. By the way, for everyone else who wants to get active in trading, BitMEX, yes, I have a partnership there, and You can also secure a 25 bonus at the same time. How is that possible? Check the description, there's the link for that. Just sign up, you support our channel, and at the same time you also get a bonus for trading. And so we have reached the end. No, hold on, we haven't arrived yet. Not that you switch off now. We also have our giveaway tomorrow. So I've prepared an envelope for you again. Let's open it together. I'm at least going to try. And we'll see what you can win. Man, who packed this up? So here come a few values again. Oh, what's getting exciting? That's 200, 200, 220. Quadfig. BitMEX tokens that you can win. How can you win? Just leave a comment down below. What do you think about the video? Are you saying it was smart to cash out? Are you saying, no, that's completely stupid, better to hold on, take a few less X, but the market is really rolling right now? Or are you saying, well, better to do it now because, of course, the AI tokens are also rising and you can take home significantly more profits? I'm curious to see if the exchange will continue. Join our Telegram group, link in the description. See you in the next video. Until then, all the best. Ciao!